This is Community Close-Up with Jay Dow, winner of the Edward R. Murrow Award for Feature Report. Brought to you by Jacoby and Myers, New York's personal injury attorneys. The newest faces of broadcast journalism.
You're one of us now.
Yeah.
Giving their viewers exactly what they want.
It really shows that there is a lane for new media content creators like myself to really get the news out there.
A sit down at the Diddy sex trafficking trial with popular YouTuber Armin Wiggins.
It really does truly feel like a form of betrayal.
Members of the trans community told to leave military service on their own or be outed and then thrown out. A trans active duty master sergeant telling his side of the story. And an unconventional approach to living with Alzheimer's using a lifelike baby doll.
I wasn't sure how I felt about it.
Leads to a surprising and welcomed awakening.
There is science backed behind this, that this can open up a door to some memories of nurturing and caring.
A grateful daughter weighs in on the revolutionary treatment for a devastating disease.
Welcome to Community Close-Up. I'm your host, Jay Dow. June is Pride Month and an exciting time for the LGBTQ+ community, but celebrations are definitely on hold among the estimated 15,000 transgender people currently serving in our nation's military. They're now being told they need to self-identify or take a test to reveal their medical history, and regardless of their decision, they must leave military service. Listen to what U.S. Defense Secretary Peter Hegseth had to say about this.
Service members who have a current diagnosis or history of or exhibit symptoms consistent with gender dysphoria may elect to separate voluntarily. There's a timeline here, and then eventually involuntarily if necessary. This is the president's agenda. This is what the American people voted for, and we're going to continue to relentlessly pursue it.
The Pentagon's plans to remove transgender members of the military is more than just a policy on paper. There's a real-life impact for trans military members who in the coming days will have to make a choice about their future. U.S. Army Ohio National Guard recruiting manager, Master Sergeant Nick Wright, is one of them, an active duty trans member of our military, and he joins us now to talk about what he's going to be doing in the next coming days. Master Sergeant Nick Wright, thank you so much for joining us. Please
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Tell us, what's your status right now?
So I'm still working full time. We just got the final Army policy the other day, and we're still trying to work through kind of what the options are.
The DoD has issued 2 directives in the last several weeks. I'm interested in what does it mean for trans members who do not self-disclose? What's the path forward for them?
It's really kind of unknown still. It's branch specific. They are trying to determine how they're going to identify trans individuals. The tentative plan right now is to review medical records to determine if we have a history of gender dysphoria or any treatment that would have helped navigate, the transition process to include surgeries and things like that. So that really seems like the direction most branches are going in regards to kind of seeking us out. So that's really going to be kind of the breaking point for many of us, I'm sure, when that exam comes up and those discussions are had, if we're not deemed to be fall under that policy prior to that.
I want to talk about those exams in a moment, but first I want to ask you, how has this whole process impacted you emotionally?
It's rough. Many of us put a lot of faith, myself included, in the system. And I truly had myself convinced that the Supreme Court was going to do what was right. And to see that the evidence has been that we are mission capable. We have, many of us, nearly a decade's worth of time. We have been pilots, and we have been intel officers, and we have been drill sergeants. And so, we have kept the faith that we would be able to continue our service. And having that so quickly taken away from us has been anxiety provoking at the simplest form. It really does truly feel like a form of betrayal, that the DOD supported us in our transition, supported us, allowed us to come out and be public, and are now saying that because of that, we are unfit to serve.
You used the term mission capable. The Trump administration has obviously taken a position on that. And what do you say to members of the Trump administration and supporters who say that trans members of the military now have no place in the military?
We've always been here. We have maintained professionalism and maintained a mission-focused drive. And so to suddenly say that we have not been able to do that or that we are incapable of doing that is not true. And I think that that's what people need to hear, is that we have proven that to be incorrect by the way that we've carried ourselves and the way that we have focused on meeting the standards, exceeding the standards, and helping set the standards for others.
And you are self-identifying? That's the choice you're making, Sergeant Wright?
Absolutely not. A voluntary discharge for me is not an option. I want to continue serving. And I still have faith that this policy is unconstitutional. And if it is overturned and I still have the opportunity to finish my time and my 20 years, I want that door to still be an option for me. And I am nervous that a voluntary separation would preclude me from being able to take advantage of that in the future if that becomes an option.
Master Sergeant Nick Wright, thank you for your service. Thank you for your time, and good luck to you.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.